Good morning. I'm Judge Person. I'm welcome everybody to court this morning. And I'm going to make some brief announcements while things are connecting. So it'll take a few minutes while everybody's connection happens. But I do want to thank everyone for being here. I also want to give you just some basic information before we get started. And as I'm thinking of doing that, I also want to just let everybody know, let's stay muted until it's your turn because otherwise there's too much background noise. Mr. Matson, I do want to let you know, I'm sorry, I want to introduce the city's prosecutor. The prosecutor is Ryan Matson. Mr. Matson, can you unmute and just introduce yourself and tell everybody your role?
Or everyone, I'm the prosecutor for the city.
So as the prosecutor of the city, Mr. Matson doesn't represent you. If you're meeting with him, and most people are today, you're meeting with him on the contested docket, on the pretrial docket. And I do just want to give some basic information about that before we get started. Although, Mr. Matson, there is an attorney here from Mr. Takacha's office, and that's is it Phil?
It's file.
Okay, Ms. File, good morning. And I noticed that Marvin Williams is here. He's having maybe some connectivity issues because he's joining from multiple devices. Is he meeting in the room with you all? Oh, I'm sorry. Marvin Williams, I apologize. I got the wrong person. Never mind. He's not with you all. I misread the info I have. So don't worry about my question. But I do want to let y'all go ahead and get started since I know y'all both heard me before. So I'm going to move you all over to that meeting, and Mr. Matson moving you and moving Miss File over to that meeting. And I just wanted to also clarify who's here. So just a quick question. There's someone labeled 527-082, which doesn't even look like a telephone number. Let me ask who that is. If you could get on screen and unmute. And let me just kind of check in with you. There we go. Hi, what's your name?
Hey, I'm Donald Murphy. I'm not sure why it said.
Doesn't,
Uh,
but I've got you checked in now and no problem. Uh,
awesome.
I just want to make sure I'm addressing the right people. So we're good. Just a few things before we get started. Of course, this is the meeting here today, right now online, is a convenience, right? And normally court is not conducted over Zoom, but especially contested matters, which most things are, unless there is an agreement. We don't hold trials this way, but because I do have a required check-in time, I've kept this open as an option because it is more convenient sometimes for folks with working schedules and so forth. If that is in any way a problem for you, if you would prefer to um, come in and meet live, and that may happen anyway. But if today you don't want to do it through Zoom, let me know and we'll reschedule you to come in. But I'm trying to keep things convenient as well because sometimes it's not, we can get things resolved without coming into the building. And, I know people can't always travel back and forth. So I'm just doing that as a convenience. I also have a person on the phone, and I actually think that I know who it is, but I want to check in. On the telephone, it's a phone number ending in 687, and I just want to check if that's Kirby Robinson or whomever. Can you unmute and tell me your name?
A last for 8705.
No, no, Mr. Hood, I've got you. I'm
My apologies.
It's okay. I'm hitting this person with an unmute request and it's on a phone, and sometimes that takes a little bit longer to do. Mr. Matson, Ms. File, I'll be right with y'all. Okay, I'll just wait for that to happen. And it might happen while we're checking in on the other case. Miss File and Mr. Matson, let's check in on, it's John Smith, excuse me, on the John Smith cases, I should say.
Your Honor, if we could just reset these to August 13th so that Ms. Fowle has time to talk to her client, I think that'd be great.
Okay, are we looking at the, let me look and see real quickly. Let me pull up that. I have August 15th as a 30-day reset, but I'm not sure if that's a Zoom date, so that's what I'm looking at. Hold on just a moment.
I believe the Zoom date is the 13th.
You're correct. Yes. Okay, yes, we'll reschedule. Ms. File, is that acceptable to you?
Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, we'll email the new reset to a new Zoom date for August 13th. And unless y'all have anything further that I need to address, I'll let you go.
Nope. Thank you so much, Judge.
With the
Nothing
thanks of
further,
the
Judge.
court, you're good to exit when you're ready, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just kind of doing announcements, but I was hoping to move the phone call person over, but I've got to get him unmuted and that's not happening yet. I think he's in the lobby, so I'm not disconnecting him, but I just want to tell everybody a few things about municipal court. So the cases here are Class C cases. They are filed in the city court. They don't if you're found guilty of an offense here, you're normally not imposed a jail sentence. Things here are fines and costs, or costs and fines. There are some things to know before we move things through a courtroom, but prior to your plea being accepted by the court, if you want to, excuse me, meet with an attorney of your choice, you reset your case and come in on a different day. And that doesn't mean you have to hire someone, but it is an attorney that you choose. We don't choose or court appoint attorneys in Class C courts. There's a long legal reason for that is like would take a lot of time. But I just want to just let you know that if you're trying to do that, you just say, hey, Judge, I need some time and I'll reschedule your case with you. Otherwise, we're moving forward and you're waiving that option. Now, another thing I want to let you know is that when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, those are all methods that we have under the law for accusing someone. A ticket is an accusation, and we are presumed to be not guilty. And if you give a plea or when you give a plea, you are giving your answer to that accusation. If you give the answer of not guilty, you're just maintaining that innocence that the law presumes. If you, and that ultimately means you're asking that the state prove the case against you, which really translates into heading into a trial. And many of the cases today are actually on that docket. And I have a one-stop moment where we check in with the prosecutor. I'm asking him to take a good long look at his case. I'm asking the citizen to do that as well. Just, are we trying to head to trial? That's really the question. And is there any kind of middle ground? And it doesn't mean you have to resolve it that way. I'm just, that would be the respectful request of the court. If you are pleading not guilty and we're doing that check-in today, the next setting, if it's not resolved today, is to come in to get the case scheduled and to review the bond amounts. And, there's paperwork that is required at that point. We've already asked you to fill it out. We may or may not need you to supplement it. And then we're looking at trying to, get on the docket, the trial docket. If you plead guilty, you're saying, I did this, and we're moving that case into sentencing. If you plead no contest, you're not saying you did it, but you're not saying you didn't do it either. You're just saying, I'm not going to say one way or the other, but let's move forward with sentencing, and we're going to move into sentencing. So guilty, no contest, moving into sentencing. The law says that I presume that you are paying everything today and that it's going on your record. There are usually exceptions under the law. First, in terms of payment, I do look at income and I do need-based assessments and I make adjustments where it looks appropriate under the law. Therefore, I may have questions about income. I may have questions about bills and so forth. And sometimes I make adjustments there. Sometimes I make additional orders like in, community service, things of that nature. In terms of being found guilty and having the item on your record, there are still 4 dismissal options that the judge in a Class C court in Texas has available from the bench. They are compliance dismissals, driver safety course options, deferred dispositions, and teen court. Let me tell you just quickly how those work and what you should expect from the court, because I can't give legal advice, but I can tell you how things move through the court. Compliance dismissals I will look for, but they are things that under the law say if the person brings the situation up to date, the state, the court will dismiss, and I'll look for those automatically. You can ask me about them. If you think that, you're wondering about it in connection to your case, ask, but otherwise assume that I'm looking if you've entered a plea of guilty or no contest. If you enter a plea, the second option is for moving violations. Some persons are qualified to perform and complete a driver safety course option, and that will gain a dismissal as well. You do pay the court costs. You don't pay the fine. If you get the course completed on time, you get your case dismissed. You also have to get your record turned in on time. So there are 2 items due no later than 90 days from the day that we collect the court costs. And if you get that done and the ticket is dismissed, the additional amount is the fine. That amount gets waived. It gets taken off. So it just kind of sits there. So you pay the court costs, the fine goes on hold. You turn in your course and your record, the proper course and the proper record on time or early, and you get your case dismissed. To qualify to be in that program, there's a list of qualifications, and I'll just walk you through those and see if you're qualified. And once again, ask questions if you want about that. But as you can assume that I'm moving on that to see if you want to do it. Okay. I'm looking for pre-qualifiers automatically. The third option is called a deferred disposition. Deferred means to delay. Disposition means to finalize. I delay finalizing your case. I put an order in place. If you follow the written order, your case is dismissed at the end of the deferral period. That period usually runs about 4 months. It can run up to 6 months. And if you ask for a deferred and the judge grants it in a Class C court, then that is what happens. You have to make the request of the judge in order for the judge to consider it. So you're the one generating that initiative. Guilty or no contest, judge, I'd like a deferred. It's pretty simple, but most folks probably didn't wake up, thinking about that. So you make that request, and then the judge should consider and decide whether they are going to give you a deferral or not. If they don't grant it, then that's the end of the discussion. I'm open to it. I will consider it when requested. Okay. And then the final one is a teen court option. And just off the bat, I'm not seeing anyone that would be a teen court person, but that's high school, middle school, or homeschool. I don't always know who is doing that because sometimes people are older doing that. Sometimes they're already in college and they're younger. I've had 16-year-olds in college and I've had 19-year-olds in high school. So I won't know if you're in high school unless you tell me, although we try to screen that when your case was set up with the court. So those are the 4 dismissal options. Today, I'm trying to look and see, what paperwork we need to do to move the case to the next level, and whichever direction that is. That can be anything from a dismissal to a reset to a trial. So, I'm looking to finalize paperwork with you. And normally that means you're either coming by to sign it today, or we're emailing it to you and you're printing it and signing it and emailing it back. So just be thinking about how we might finish paperwork today. And I'm now going to move forward. And again, I'm just going to try to get this person on the phone to unmute. Hello on the telephone. Can you unmute?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's actually, I've got someone on a telephone and it's at my front desk, and I don't think that's you, Mr. Williams Jr. But we will be with you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
You're coming up. Yeah, we're just trying to get someone who's with him at the front because I'm a little concerned about hanging up because I know that that's actually an unhoused person, and I'm not so sure we'd get that back where we need to.
No, he's not unmuted.
He's not unmuted, so there's no way to do that. We've got to unmute.
He's not hitting.
That comes from that side. There's nothing for me to do.
Are you talking about me, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you, though. It's someone that is out in our lobby with the clerk. So if you're not out in our lobby with the clerk,
Oh, it's on the phone. It'll tell him he's got to hit something on the phone. Can you send him the meeting request?
yes, it's the 7th time.
Okay, she just resent it again.
There we go. Hi, good.
Okay.
Hello, Judge.
Yes, hi.
Okay, give me one
So-
second, Judge.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Mr. Robinson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm going to actually move you over to a conversation with the prosecutor, Ryan Matson. And at
Okay.
the end of that, you'll come back in, you'll move back over to talk with me again, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to know all 9 participants that's here at this trial or communication.
I'm going to let you talk to him first.
Okay.
Okay. He's going to do that. And I am actually going to talk to Mr. Hood. Hi, Mr. Hood. Now it is your turn.
Hello.
Hi, I just wanted to kind of check in. There was an alternative place that you were looking to do the work, and I'm just wanting to double check because we weren't able to get it verified. Let me look at that real quickly. We just needed more information because it was called Mrs. Helen's Soup Kitchen at
Yes,
St.
ma'am.
Michael's Catholic Church, and we were not able to, they were not replying to us. And we reached out to you. I know you recall Ms. Neese checked in with you. And that was back just a few weeks ago in or late June. But we called the information and we weren't able to get through and get anybody to verify their nonprofit status. So that's the holdup on that.
Sorry.
So here's the thing, when people submit this information like you did, then we call and verify that they are really gonna come through for you. And nobody returned the call or the emails. So I can't approve it right now because I don't have a way to know that it's really happening.
I understand that. I
And you
have
could-
called them a few times. They told me something about a 501c number was incorrect. And that's what they were telling me, that I guess y'all were telling them, and I was informed that they were talking to you guys by them.
They
I
just never followed up and gave us the correct information.
I was wondering because I am now currently working at Fizzo's Steakhouse and Oyster Bar and Seafood Restaurant
Okay,
here in Crowley. I was wondering if there's any way I can set up a payment plan, go ahead and just pay off the ticket, because the people at the soup kitchen have been doing nothing but give me trouble, and that's the only place in the small town that I am staying at that does community service, and I have no transportation to be able to leave town to be able to go find them.
okay,
But
okay.
I do have a job now.
Okay, let me ask you a couple of quick questions. Where's the place that you're working?
Fizzo's Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant.
Okay, where
It is
is
out
that?
of Crowley, Louisiana.
Fowley?
Crowley, Crowley.
Okay, and what's your job there?
I am a grill cook and oyster cook.
Okay. And is that full time?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you started to get paid yet?
Yes, ma'am. I'm actually working on my third check coming up on the. Okay, let's see here. I get paid every 2 weeks. The 12th was my last payday, and I get it paid again in 2 weeks.
Okay. So what's your paycheck starting to look like? I know at first it's probably, unclear.
My first check was 408. The second one was 605,
Okay.
and they're just been gradually giving me more hours.
Okay. And do you receive any assistance like food stamps or things like that?
I had tried applying for food stamps and I was denied because I wasn't.
Because why? Oh, you accidentally got muted.
Sorry, I wasn't able to get the paperwork in time for the food stamps.
Okay.
So I ended up just starting work and trying to do what I can to try to resolve the situation.
Okay. Are you living with family?
I'm staying with a friend of mine that I pretty much call family, yes.
Okay. And do you have bills other than you put down your cell phone? Do you have and food? Do you have other bills that you're paying right now?
As of right this second, we have until the first to be into another place from where we're at now. So right now we're just trying to get everything together to be able to get into a new place, which
Okay.
we already have pretty much together since I've been working.
Forgive me, I need to ask this. Are you being like evicted so y'all are finding another place? Or y'all just getting a new place or
The person that I'm staying with, she was a CNA in-home caregiver,
right?
and she was taking care of the, I guess her renter's father, and he had passed away within the first couple weeks I was here. And she was promised the house for taking care of him for the past 4 or 5 years. Well, now they sprung on her last moment that we are having to find another place, and they gave us so much time to leave.
Okay. So actually things are a little bit tough right now because you're walking to work, right?
I am on a bicycle right now, yes.
Okay. And so um you're trying to find a place that's close enough where you can still do that. And then
We are in the process of getting all that figured out here in town.
Mhm.
It is still within walking distance. I can still get back and forth to work.
So y'all have a place you're going into?
Yes, we will have that confirmed within the next couple of weeks. What's
Okay.
going on?
Okay. But are you still trying to qualify to get into that place or help me? I'm just not connecting
Um,
what.
I'm a little in the dark on it myself because
Okay.
the landlady that's supposedly doing it is a friend of my adopted mother's.
Okay.
So it's kind of whenever she gets back a hold of us is whenever we're going to be able to get everything together to be able to move
Okay.
in and all.
Okay. So I don't mind the payment plan, but I'm gonna keep it low for right now, just due to the fact that things are a little uncertain. I can email that to you and it would be $25. I could go like 20 every 2 weeks. When you get paid, we get paid the $20. Or if you want to just set it up once a month, we could do $40 like at the end or the beginning of a month. What's gonna work
Okay.
best for you?
Um, so the every 2 weeks would probably be better because I'd rather just pay on it as quick as possible and try to get it done.
Okay, and your next pay date is the 26th, I think you said?
I do believe it is 2 weeks from the 12th.
Okay, yeah, that would be the 26th. So I'm gonna email over, I'll have someone email over to you to the email that we used to set up this meeting.
Okay.
And if you'll print it and sign it and send it back, can we do that today?
Yes, ma'am. I don't have to go into work until 5 o'clock this evening, so I have enough time to be able to get all that figured out.
Okay, very good. And then that will remove you from the docket and get you set on a plan, okay? And do you have any questions?
If I was to be able to afford it, would I be able to pay extra whenever it comes down to it? And how
Yes.
much do I need to pay?
You can always just pay money towards things. You don't have to wait. Those are no later than deadlines. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And the real question is just understand if you can't make a payment, reach out so that we don't go default your plan. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Any additional questions?
How much is the ticket gonna cost?
Oh,
What
I
was
think
issued?
$296 and it doesn't go up. Has the $15 already been added? It went up one time after a 30-day time period, like in the past, on that community service order.
Okay, I understand that.
And it won't go up anymore unless it went to warrant. It's not like we charge interest. It's just the times that it can go up is if people get sent to collections or if they go to
Yeah.
warrant. Yeah.
I understand that.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Hood, thank you very much for your time today.
All right, thank you. You guys have a blessed day.
You too. I hope things continue to improve.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So just a quick question. Is Tyler Clark here? Yeah, I didn't have him actually. Yeah, he logged in, but I don't see him now. Someone hung up a moment ago or got disconnected. So Mr. Matson is back in. Let me see if I can get the other party moved over. Mr. Robinson. Okay, Mr. Robinson's back in the meeting and Mr. Matson is too. Can we just check in? And Mr. Matson, where are we with Mr. Robinson's case?
Judge, I'd like to move these to August 8th. Mr. Robinson has requested a discovery hearing on his unsafe backing charge.
Okay. Mr. Robinson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the clerk is going to do that setting with you out in the lobby there. And then we'll see you here in court. That'll be a live setting, okay?
Okay.
Okay, and we're just gonna you might just put the clerk on for a moment. Oh, they're letting them know out there in the lobby. They've called her. So you're good to hang up and they'll do that paperwork with you now, okay?
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Matson, moving you forward actually with Marvin Williams. Mr. Williams, now's a good time to unmute and if you can get on screen. Marvin Williams Jr., can you unmute? Great,
I'm here.
great. Let me move you over to that meeting with Mr. Matson. Are you driving or are you just sitting in a?
I'm outside the courthouse. They never told me that it was
Yeah.
a video.
I do apologize. There was some confusion about that and I appreciate that you were patient with us today. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Yes, sir. Okay, the prosecutor is going to meet with you. Mr. Clark, welcome back to the meeting. Can you unmute and if you're able to, can you get on screen?
Yeah, so you're able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, no, there's a local power outage. That's what happened. So I'm on my phone, but we'll make this work.
Yeah, it's working fine.
Okay.
So a quick question. These are older tickets and
Yes,
there's
ma'am.
a speeding charge from November 20th of 2018. And the fines and costs, if you paid it, are $392.60. How are you pleading to that charge?
I am pleading guilty.
Okay. There was also a court date at the bottom of the ticket itself. And when that date is missed, sometimes a charge is filed called violation of the promise to appear. That did happen in this case, and the fines and costs are $434.20. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty as well.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I don't know if if they gave you paperwork to fill out. Normally, we do a financial affidavit, and I normally am looking at that while we're talking about payment. So a quick question, are you able to pay anything towards your balance today?
Not today. I actually did fill that out, and it said I could email it to something along the lines of courthelp@temple.texas.
Okay,
So those have been sent, the financial affidavit.
it should have been templetx.gov.
Mhm.
Right, you said temple.texas, so I was
Oh,
not, because I don't
yeah.
have it. When was that sent in?
Early this morning.
Oh, okay. Hold on, give me a moment to look for it, okay?
Sure.
Are you in Waco?
Yes, ma'am. I'm in Waco.
Okay. I think the clerk is printing that for me. Give me just a moment. Okay. Let me look at it. Hold on just a moment. Okay, quick question.
Yes.
Are you the only income to your home?
Yes, Judge. I'm the only income.
Okay, and are there any children that you are required to, pay child support for or take care of?
No, ma'am.
Any other dependents?
No, it is just me.
Okay. What are you able to pay towards your balance today, and what day do you get paid?
Well, I get paid. I work as a server, so like we essentially walk out with cash out every day that we work. I do work this evening,
Okay,
but yeah, I keep track of this on a spreadsheet. I right now I'm averaging about 550 a week. It's a relatively slow season in the restaurant world, especially when you're in a college town like Waco. It does pick up a little bit, but
yeah,
I was averaging about 800 a week during tax season, because everyone has their returns and wants to go out and eat.
okay.
So we'll see what it's like in the fall when school starts again.
Hang on one second. Quick question. Does he qualify for the one-off VPTO? I'm sorry, VPTA dismissal? The prosecutor has one of those. We have some local workarounds that allow for certain types of dismissals, and I'm just checking on one quick thing to see if we can lighten the load a little bit. Hang on just a moment, okay?
Sure.
Although I guess my question is, can you pay $30 a month or $40 a month?
Yes, I could definitely do that.
Okay. And when could we do a first payment? What day?
I could do this coming Friday.
Okay.
That's when I get my paycheck. That's not related to my tips.
Okay. So on the 19th, is that right? You could pay $30?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. Hang on just a moment. I'm checking on something. Really? I thought it was just plead the one. Let me check. And nothing else pending. He has no priors in the last 2 years, right? Okay, so it's only one unresolved open case in addition to the VPTA. A plea of guilty for the underlying charge. Not a commercial motor vehicle. Not a violation. Not a CDL holder. And the 2-year limit. So I do want to let you know that you are qualified for a dismissal of the VPTA just based on, I have certain written agreements with our prosecutor. These are things that he has told me if he would see them on his docket, he would dismiss, and therefore has authorized me to move that motion forward and sign it. So I'm going to dismiss the VPTA. I'm going to put you on a payment plan for the remaining case. And I'm going to have them email to you the payment plan, and you'll need to sign it, print it, sign it, and email it back today. Does the email that we use to set up this meeting work for you?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Okay, then I'll recall your warrants today, and they'll send that to you here probably sometime this morning. Okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Mr. Clark?
No, if that's being sent to me, I'll make sure to follow the instructions in there, whatever there are, and stay on that payment plan, stay on top of it, and I should be good to go.
Yes, that's the deal, is you will be good to go. And the biggest thing is just to stay on top of that. And we've done that dismissal. It should be reflected here shortly, okay?
Okay,
All right, you're good to go, Mr. Clark. Thank you.
thank you.
Mr. Matson, Mr. Williams Jr., let's connect, I'm sorry, let's check in on the single charge of running a stop sign at this time.
Your Honor, I wanted to see if you would approve defensive driving for Mr. Williams.
If the state has no objection, I don't object. As long as he is otherwise qualified, we can back up into that option, yes.
I have no objection to that if he's eligible.
Okay, Mr. Williams, let me ask, you do not have a CDL, that is correct, right?
No, ma'am, no CDL.
Okay, and when are you able to pay your court costs, which, let me double check, I believe are 144.
I get paid this Friday.
Okay,
Will it have to be paid in full?
yes,
I can attempt. I was gonna start doing my shopping for my daughter's clothes for school, but
okay.
Have to make that sacrifice.
Let me ask a question. Are you paid this Friday, or is it every 2 weeks, or is it once a month?
every 2 weeks.
We
I work
could,
for the government.
yes, we could look at the 2nd of August. That's 2 weeks later.
Okay, I'll save up and have the whole thing paid in full in August.
Okay, August 2nd. I do need to have you sign a continuance form in order to keep that open as your option, and I need to get a signature today.
That's fine.
If I email that paperwork to the email that we used for the, yeah, I know. If I email that to the email that we used for, oh, I'm sorry, you're in our parking lot. Is that right?
Yes, I could just come in.
Come on in. We can do that in the in the lobby. Okay, I'm sorry, Miss Stotts. I get you. Took me a second to. Our parking lot. Okay,
Would you like me to come in now?
yes, don't run, but yes, walk on in slowly. So
Okay.
it'll be in your notes in your file. We're just putting those
Okay.
in.
Okay, here I come, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Williams.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mr. Matson, I am moving you forward and excuse me, the next person is Wesley Perkins. Wesley Perkins, can you unmute and get on screen if you're able? Great.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you so much. I'm
You're
going to
welcome.
move you over to that meeting with the prosecutor, okay?
Thank you.
Judge, I actually think I can just get in front of this now. Mr.
Okay.
Perkins has already submitted proof of insurance and proof of his motorcycle endorsement. I
Okay,
reviewed those earlier this week, I believe yesterday. So I was going to move to dismiss both of his citations.
okay, all right. The state is making a motion to dismiss Mr. Perkins. I'll actually sign that today and I'll email that copy of that to the email that we have on file. Is that email good for you?
That works for me.
Okay, thank you. Then I don't think
Thank you,
I'll go into a meeting. You're good.
Thank you, Mr. Madsen.
Yes, sir.
Am I clear to go?
You are. Thanks.
All right. Y'all have a great day.
And you too. And so then therefore, moving forward, Natalie Salinas, can you unmute and get on screen? Great. We can't see you. There you go. Okay, I'm going to move y'all to that meeting. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. Seems to be a connection problem. There, finally went over. Mr. Murphy, you'll be next. Okay. I'm just doing paperwork while we sit here.
Not a problem. I don't mind at all.
Okay. Did we hear from Mr. Glass?
Yes, we'll find out because they're not gonna do that.
Did we hear from Mr. Glass?
It's for the DNC, real estate. I
Thank
think
you.
he's at Gina's desk.
Thank you.
Good morning, law office.
Yes, hi, this is Judge Person with the Temple Municipal Court. And I'm calling to check in with Mr. Glass. He has an online Zoom meeting with the municipal court in Temple right now. Is he coming in?
Let me check if he's coming or if he actually.
Well, I'm the judge of the court and I haven't heard that it's excused, so I would be the one to do that.
But no, what I'm saying is I'm not really sure if he has the Zoom.
Yes, we sent it to him back when he said that this was a good time for him last month. He agreed to the date.
Okay, then very well. Let me confirm with him and I will have him come by.
Okay, well, it's a Zoom, so he needs to click on the meeting.
That's what I need, just
Yeah.
this login.
He just kind of needs to hurry because we started court at 9 and we're wrapping up soon.
Okay, I will let him know and have him, log in, okay?
Thank you.
You're very welcome, thank you.
It took a long time to switch over, so we'll see. Here we go. That's actually faster. But it's not connected all the way yet.
It took a minute in the breakout room too, Your Honor.
Yes. Were y'all able to talk?
We were.
Okay. We'll patiently wait. Have you talked to Mr. Glass?
He sent me an email, and I was actually unsure if he was going to be here this morning, but
Well, I never excused him from court, so
yeah, I don't know if he assumed that because he emailed me, he was just not required to come. But I did review
I
his
think he knows
case.
better than that. Yes.
I would hope so. I was hoping to talk to him this morning about it, but
Well, I called his office and I let them know that my expectation is that he's here, needs to be here. So
they didn't answer.
they did. I talked to someone and, they kind of, they knew the right things to say, which is excellent because that's good training. And they were going to reach out to him and try to get him on in here.
Okay. Well, I will wait until he shows up then.
Miss Salinas was disconnected, but she's oh, no, it's weird. She appeared back in, so wow, that's weird. I've never had that happen. Okay, good. Now she's here. Great. So where are we with regard to, there's two cases. One is an accusation of unrestrained child and the other is a no insurance charge. Where are we? Mr. Madison, please start with you.
So it looks like the insurance charge has already been placed on community service.
Okay. Yes, that's correct.
And I would like to place the unrestrained child on a 90-day deferral with community service in place of a fine.
Can we, I would do that on a 120-day deferral because I need time if we're doing
That's fine.
community service. So it would end on 11/13. The community service would be adding more hours to what we have. And that would be an additional 12 hours. And that's going to be due on 9/16. And I don't know the timetable on the other, but I'll check on that in just a quick moment. Do we now have a restraint system for the young person? Mr. Matson, do you know?
Yes, I did.
I believe she did say that, Your Honor. She was breaking out a little bit, but I think she said the fire department helped her out with getting proper child restraint seats.
Okay, very good. Then what I'll do is, Ms. Salinas, if I email that over to you, can I get your signature on that today? She went away. Okay, I will see if she logs back in and I should be able to work on it, given the information that y'all both have provided. Oh, it's so strange. She has something that keeps going in and out to the point.
I think she's having bandwidth
I'm
issues.
sorry, I'm at work and the signal's not good over here.
I understand. That's not an issue other than we're just trying to connect. Ms. Salinas, if I get the paperwork to you today through the email that you gave us, can you print it, sign it, and email it back?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then we will do that. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Okay. Do you know how many hours are there in total?
It's gonna add 12, and let me just check on what you currently have, okay? Hold on just a moment.
Okay.
I'm checking on that. Mr. Murphy, I'm gonna move you over to that conversation with the prosecutor, okay? His audio works. We checked it earlier. Hi, Mr. Glass. We'll be right with you. On Miss Salinas, I'm just looking to see what her other hours were and when they're due. Uh-huh. I should have that answer for you shortly, ma'am, okay?
Yes, that's fine. Thank you.
Let's print that. And that's going to turn into 27 hours total. And I'm going to extend the due date on both sets of hours to September 16th. That way we're tracking one set of hours. Yeah. Okay. Ms. Salinas, we'll email that to you here shortly. Your total hours with the other case included in this one will be 27 hours of community service. I'm going to automatically just extend the due date for all the hours to September the 16th. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That'll be on your papers. Okay.
And I have one more question.
Yeah.
The one that 20 days, what is that for?
The 120 days is a deferral, which will keep this unrestrained child charge off of your record.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. And that's the thing you'll be signing.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. Look at your email in the next hour, in about an hour. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay. Thanks. Mr. Rangel was a no-show. I don't know. Actually, let me check in with the prosecutor before I hand that off to you. Thanks, sorry. Okay, let me move the other party back over, Mr. Murphy. Okay, if we could check in on the disregarding warning sign where there was a barricade accusation from June 2nd. Where are we?
We've reached an agreement, Your Honor. I would first like to reduce the fine. Fine is currently 130 and the court costs are 81. I'd like to reduce the fine to 80
To
and
what?
then place to 80
Okay,
and then place this on a deferral.
okay.
The terms of that,
Go ahead.
sorry, go ahead.
Just continue.
The terms of that deferral will be 120 days with a 6-hour course due by day 60 and then payment of the fine by day 30.
Okay, the deferral will run until November 13th with payment on August 15th and the course due September 16th. And that will result in a dismissal, provided there are no additional citations or failures to appear and the other terms and conditions are met. Are we clear?
We are,
Yes, ma'am.
Judge.
Okay, Mr. Murphy, if I prepare an order like that and I send it to you for signature, can you print it, sign it, and get it back to us today?
It'd be easier if I just came in and signed it. I'm not that far away.
Okay, don't hurry. We need a few minutes to get that ready. What time should we look for you?
I mean, I'd like what's the soonest time? Like 11 would be okay? Was that
Yes,
okay?
yes.
Do 11.
11, okay. Okay, we'll have it at the front desk for you, okay? Any
Thank
clerk
you.
can help you.
Good to
Thank
go.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Matson, you and Mr. Glass, I think, can visit, and I will move y'all over to that meeting.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you. Okay. All right, let's check in, everybody, on the single charge.
Judge, I'm going to move to dismiss this. After I reviewed the evidence, this would not be provable if we were to go to trial.
Okay. I will look for your motion to be sent over and I will sign. Mr. Glass, I will then send you a copy of the signed dismissal, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Mr. Glass, you're good to go.
Oh, Judge, I hear we finished our week of work, 2 weeks.
You mean Joaquin? He's actually been working for 7 weeks, and he ends the job this week. Yes. So he'll finish in a couple of days.
Take care.
Thank you for checking in about that.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Yes, sir. Mr. Matson, quick question. Let's see, Arturo Rangel, just, I don't know if you had anything on that before he's a no-show. I will tell you, though he's not indigent, he has 5 children and a wife, and she's not working for the obvious reasons. And I don't know if it slipped his mind. We haven't heard from him.
It's like he obtained insurance pretty quickly after his citation, so I was planning to move to dismiss that.
Okay. Okay. He would still be dismissing. So send that on over and we'll
Sure.
process that. We had a little confusion this morning. I'm surprised we didn't only had a 2 no-show day because somehow people were set for live court. So
Mhm.
we'll work on that. But that's going to be a dismissal from him. The other party was a Carolyn, I don't know how to say it, McCugian. And
McQuiggan, I think.
yes, there are 3 dogs at large, and this person is indigent and has some notes in the file and regarding repair work done. And I don't know if you were working on that or what, but she appears to be some had a lung transplant. And I think that's, you get to continue to breathe, but you're not like physically, I just don't know, where the disconnect is that she's not here, but I don't know that she's able to do a whole lot. So, I don't know if you were going to follow up on that, but it's a no-show for me at this time.
Just to do a bit more looking into that, but I can certainly get back to you.
Okay, yeah. If you learn anything, I hate signing a warrant for someone if it's a disabled person, unless they just really are neglecting things. So obviously you haven't been in touch with that person. And so I'm not suggesting that it's your duty to make sure, but if there's anything you have on that, let me know.
Will do.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any questions for the court?
Not at this time, Judge. I know we have a hearing tomorrow morning.
That is correct. Let me double check that time. I think it's at 9 or.
I believe so, yes.
Okay, yeah, we've got a bunch of kittens, I think. We are herding kittens in the morning, as they say. So we'll see what happens there. And then I don't think we have afternoon. I don't think we have anything set for the afternoon.
Not on my calendar.
Right. I'm heading to a training thing, so it's partly a training thing. I've got TMCA, TMCEC training. And we have our annual conference and education board and all that stuff. So, if judges don't do their training, they actually get referred to the Judicial Commission on Conduct. And so we hear those cases first and decide if we're making a referral or if we're giving them more time to get it done, if they have a reasonable excuse and so forth. So I'm on that board again, and it's kind of amazing. Like, you call a judge and you're like, the numbers don't work. And I'm like, how does this work for how does that work? That, and
Great question.
I've called courts before and they're like, that person doesn't work here. And I'm like, what? I mean, when you take your oath, the city secretary is required to report that to the state, and like, this shouldn't be a hard thing to find. So
That's interesting.
we have times where I'm just like, wow, okay. So anyhow, okay. Well, we'll see you in the morning.